Hey, what's going on YouTube? Easton here. I'm just making a quick video. I've got some training stuff that I wanted to make a little series on, just some of the ways that I train, some of the methodologies behind my training, why I do what I do. And I wanted to make just a couple of part series, probably like maybe 4 parts, 5 parts, where I'm just kind of breaking down some muscle groups that I train together and some other stuff that I've learned over the years through my super matches and training, different training blocks I've done so many times. So today's video, I'm going to talk about something I like to call the 9 elements of arm wrestling. And those are basically just 9 different pressures, or I guess you could say muscle movements that add into being a really good arm wrestler on the table. And the 9 elements are, you got rise, pronation, cup, chop, which is where you kind of, I don't know what the medical term for this is, or the scientific term, but you're chopping your wrist down opposite of rising up, so chop. And then you have, of course, your supination. Then for your big movements involving your shoulder and your arm, you have your back pressure right here, and this is like the elbow flexion back pressure, where you're straight up curling your bicep in, kind of lean down, curl up. Then you have something that I like to call posting pressure, and that is, instead of dipping down like this and curling your arm, it's actually your ability to jam upwards like that. I feel like that's really important in a match, training your ability to shoulder press up, to be able to gain the rise on people, and be able to really just jam your shoulder forward, jam it up, and get height. Then you have 2 more. You have your side pressure. Everyone knows about side pressure. And then you have what I like to call rowing pressure. You could say it's your dragging pressure, lat drag, whatever you want to call it. And that's just simply your ability to pull somebody to you with a mix of lat and cup. So those are the 9 elements, and today is Monday. The way I'm going to make these videos is how I'm actually training these movements day by day during my training week. So Monday I do rise and pronation together, and I'm going to kind of take you guys through just the basics of my rise and pronation workout. It's only 4 movements. This volume that I'm doing today is something new. I haven't done this yet, so I'm not sure how long it'll take, but I'll just kind of show you some little bits and pieces of me doing the movements so you guys get an idea of what the form should look like, the reps, sets, rest time, and all of that sort of stuff. So I'll see you guys here in a minute once I'm done getting this set up and I start my first exercise. Okay, everybody, so I got my first exercise ready to go here, and this is just what I like to call table pronation. It's this little pulley right here. It doesn't need to be super high up. So when I do pronation and back pressure with the arm wrestling table, I like the angle of the pulley to be lower than my hand. So that way you're really engaging your elbow flexion. This is back pressure here just to show the elbow flexion, but you're really engaging that elbow flexion hardcore here when that pulley is angled down instead of a little more lat. So if it was angled a little higher, you'd have some more lat in there. This is more straight elbow flexion. I like that better. You can do lat-based back pressure, and that's okay. But with the rowing pressure I mentioned earlier, I'm going to train that a little separately. So I like to just isolate really the elbow flexion here, hardcore. But this is pronation today. I got 25 pounds on there. Just making sure my carabiner isn't bunched up and gonna smack me in the face. So when I set up for pronation, I have this interesting move on the table. I'm sure some people have noticed. I like to be towards when I'm doing a top roll, and I'll do some other kinds of top roll, but my main top roll style, I'll start to the left of my pad or the inside of my pad. If it was left arm, maybe toward the right. So inside of my pad, and then I'll kind of twist like this, so I'm really tight and connected. My shoulders are perfectly square. You can see that how I do this move against my latest match with Troy Brown. I don't think I've uploaded it at the time of making this video, but I'll probably upload that before I upload this, so you guys should be able to see that on my channel as well. But in that match, I start very tight, very connected, just like this. And then when I train pronation, I'm literally just leaning back and pronating my hand like that. And then sometimes when I do it, I'll just drag back and kind of keep my hand flat and do some static holds. I love static holds. But for this movement, I'll usually do, let me see, it's a lot of volume. It is 10 sets of this is the very first movement of the workout. So 10 sets, 3 to 12 reps per set, and then 1 to 2 minutes of rest. In between 1 to 2 minutes, I give myself a range there, same with the reps, based on, if I'm a little sore like today, just a day and a half-ish after the tournament where I pulled Troy Brown and Jody Williams. Once again, huge shout out to those guys for allowing me to pull them. That was fantastic. Great matches, both of them. But I like to give myself a little wiggle room to kind of tailor towards volume or tailor towards strength in the workouts. But 10 sets, 3 to 12 reps per set. I'll be doing 12 reps today, mostly just blood flow training with 1 minute of rest in between, maybe 1.5. So that way it speeds it up a little bit. But this is it right here, 1 set. So I'll just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then I'll just swap over to the left. We'll do this. And then I'll finish the rest of my sets off camera. Here we go. 1, 2. Yeah, left arm sore today. I think that might have been 13. I kind of lost count when I was talking. But there's set number 1. I'm going to continue the rest of these sets, most likely off camera. I won't show any more of these till I go to the next movement. But I got 9 more sets of this, 1 minute of rest in between. Maybe go up and weight like 20 pounds to 40, and then I'll catch you guys when I'm on to the next movement. Okay, so I just finished up all 10 sets of the table pronation. Feeling slightly pumped. I only went up to 35 pounds, so not heavy today. Just still feeling pretty darn sore, just trying to get the blood in. But next movement, what I have here, you guys won't be able to see it until I pick it up. Let me show you. Just straight up strap with 25 pounds on it right here. Just loop it through the middle. This is one of the most classic and one of my favorite pronation exercises. Just straight up pronation with a strap, free weights. So let me get this ripped here. Okay. Now the way that I'm grabbing it is I just bunched it up, so that way I'm actually holding on. Hopefully you guys can see it pretty good. I'm just squeezing it there with my entire hand. You can have something to hold on to if you'd like. I'll just do it standing today. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm going to do another recording shot here, but just down and up. If you want to even, sometimes what I'll do is tuck my elbow and my tricep against my body to stabilize my arm a bit, and then I'll just dip and. But for now I'll do it like this. I believe it's about 5 sets is what I'll do, 5 to 6 sets, 8 to 12 reps. Usually about a minute of rest in between. This is more of a volume movement. Table pronation is more of a, I can go heavier and test myself. This is more just blood flow and hypertrophy. But this is fantastic. Great for doing what I just said, blood flow and hypertrophy. And I like to mix in really heavy lifts with lighter lifts afterwards. So I'll go really heavy on this, which is why it goes down to 3 reps, like a 3 rep max, sometimes even a 1 rep max if I'm feeling crazy. And then I'll do this afterwards. But I'm gonna do my 5 sets of this, and then I'll come back to you guys. I got 2 more exercises to target the rising with dumb pronation. It's gonna be time to do rise, and I'll show you guys what I like to do. It's basically the same thing, just wrapping the strap where it targets your riser instead, but I'll show you guys here in a little bit. Alrighty, so I just finished up the standing pronation there. We're gonna go on to the next movement. Got 1 more left after this one. So the next one's just table rise is what I call it. And it's very, very similar to the table pronation. I'll set up with my little twist here just to make sure I'm super tight, super connected, super locked in. And for me, this is also really close to my ready go position. So this is super good at building up my ready go strength. And then a lot of people you'll see will put the strap around their wrist. And I've done this many times and it does work really good doing rise like this. But at my stage right now and the way that I pull, I don't fear gripping people. I'm okay with squeezing if needed. It doesn't really affect my move at all if I'm squeezing someone's hand down. So what I'll do is I will train by just simply got the index finger here, this meat right here, right in between the knuckle and the middle knuckle here on the finger. I'll just set the strap in there so it's hanging out a little bit on the bottom, and I'll just squeeze it tight. Sometimes I'll cap my thumb, sometimes I won't. And then I'll just dip down. I'll start with my riser dump for lighter weights. And then I'll just rise up like that. And then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'll usually do, since I've already done 5 sets of the standing pronation, 10 sets of the table pronation at this point. I'll usually do 5 sets of, what do I do, 6 to 12 reps here. Once again, for lighter weights, probably 1 minute of rest in between, if that, just for blood flow stuff. But yes, this is how I do the table rise, and then I got one more exercise to show you, which I will show you guys here in a minute. I'm going to knock out my 5 sets here, and then I will see you guys once I'm done with that. Alrighty guys, so I just finished up the table rise right there, all 5 sets. Feeling pretty good. It pumps you up pretty good. I like that little isolation that I do as well. Instead of keeping my hand perfectly straight with the lighter weights, my forearm and my rise like that when I'm doing my curls, I'll kind of keep my arm in the same spot and then just move my wrist itself just to really isolate the rise muscle. It's something you guys can try if you'd like, but doing it where you keep everything solid and stuck together for heavier weights is definitely the better option in my opinion. But for volume, that's what I like to do. And then I got these little weight plates back again, 25 pounds. So for the rise, it's basically the exact same as how I do it on the table. I got it right over my index, that middle index finger knuckle. Then all of my knuckles right here is where I like to set it, right in between. And then just like the pronation, I'll just stand here. You can use something to support yourself if you'd like, and then straight up just curl it up. And then for lighter weights, very similar to the table, sometimes I'll just straight up use my riser itself, just like that. And then I'll do probably about 5 sets, 8 to 12, maybe 6 to 12 reps here. 6 if I'll do one a little heavier when I'm actually recovered. But yeah, this is it for the pronation and rise day. It's super simple, it's super easy. Sometimes I might throw in a little bit of band rise and pronation at the end just to get a little more pump in there, especially on days when I'm actually recovered and I'm doing heavy training. But this is day number 1 of the 9 elements. The first 2, the rise and pronation, super duper important, whether you're a hook puller, top roller, presser. Maybe not if you're a flop presser, it's not that important, but very few people can do that. I know I can't. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video today. I'll be uploading some more throughout this week on the other elements. Tomorrow I believe is going to be cup, chop, and supination. So all of your more hook related movements will be tomorrow. Then we'll do the back pressure and all that stuff later on in the week. But thank you for watching. Shout out to Allmax Supplements too. Make sure you use code Easton for 20% off your Allmax order. I'll have a link to them down in the description down below. They got some great products. That's what I've been using for probably well over a year now in my training, creatine, HMB, all that great stuff. I've been using a lot of their products. So make sure you check them out down below. Fantastic. And yeah, make sure you guys subscribe and like. Let me know if you have any feedback for me, if you have any ideas yourself on maybe some stuff that I'm missing in the 9 elements. I know one element or one pressure that I'm not really considering here in this program is pressing force, the tricep and the elbow pushing down. But I train that separately as part of my regular push day, chest and triceps and all that, so that's why I'm not including it here. But you could say there's 10 and that would likely be your 10th one. But if you have any ideas, let me know in the comments. But until next time, see you guys later.